Hello, my friends. It's me again, Susie. Happy Easter. How is everybody doing? I'm wearing my favorite Easter green today. I remember when I was, 12 maybe, my stepmom got me a beautiful green Easter dress. So every year I think of green, a light colored green that I like to wear for Easter. So that's me. My dog Coco wants to go outside. The door's locked. Sorry, girl, can't go out. Anyway, I'm Susie. For those who don't know me yet, I like to read from my Writing with Spirit. And the thing is, I started writing. I've always wanted to write. I started writing January 18th before Inauguration Day. And I decided to just start writing my thoughts about what was going on in my mind politically in our nightmare political situation. And then allow Spirit to come through my fingers and type for me. And the answers are sometimes very surprising. So in this series, what I do is I say hello, see how you're doing, my light workers, the collective, and read a card or two from my various selections, and then read you an excerpt of my latest Writings with Spirit, because I think they're worth sharing. If you like them, remember to like, subscribe, comment. Would be very helpful for the algorithms. And I see people are watching my videos, which is cool. It's really nice. But I don't know who you are. So if you can comment, that's cool. That's cool too. That's even better. So what I'm going to do, let's just clear the air. Clear the air. And I usually start by pulling a card to see how we're doing as a collective. How are you doing, collective? How are you doing? We had a great number of protests going on yesterday on April 19th. Yesterday's the 20th. April 19th in every state. Thousands, millions people came together to protest against our Orange Menace and his sidekick Leon, and to do something about it. And to say, enough is enough. We don't want to go there. This is not our country. This is not America, as David Bowie would say. And they even protested in München, in Munich. Vielen lieben Dank, ihr München-Leute aus München. Wir freuen uns sehr. Sometimes I will go into German. Don't mind me. I'm bilingual like that. So right now I am just going to pull a card to see where we stand as a collective and what we need to know. Universe, tell us what we need to know. Just one card, and where this video will be going today. So let me put my glasses on so I can see better. There we go. This is the regular Ryder Waite deck. If I could speak, that would be even helpful. And let's just pull one card. Oh, that one flipped out. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is memory of good times, thinking of happy times in the past, reflecting back like I just did about my green dress when I was 12. So Six of Cups is the collective today. We have all hopefully been at home celebrating with family, friends, just, relaxing on this Easter Sunday. I know some of my friends and colleagues in Germany have the day off tomorrow, as I did on Friday. I'm so happy for you. I am. So the Six of Cups, loving memories of the past, are playing a role in our lives today. So then I wanted to pick a card last time, and I totally forgot, from the Abraham Hicks cards, well-being cards, because they are always so accurate. Whenever I pull these, what they have to say is accurate and fits immediately into what we're talking about in each and every video. So let me just see what Abraham has to say to us. As many of you might know, I've been an Abraham Hicks follower since the late 90s, so forever. Has my life changed very much? No, it has. It has. Every now and then, if I allow myself to be the glorious being that I should be and that I actually am, and remember that I am the creator of my experience, then I too can create miracles, as can you. If you are unfamiliar with Abraham Hicks, I would suggest the Art of Allowing workbook to go through that. And all of they've got plenty of tapes on YouTube or videos on YouTube that you can just follow. And they are always helpful, always get me out of my funk. If I'm in one, which more often than not I am in one. So let's see. Okay, here's one that wants to come out. As your desire to feel good leads you to thoughts that feel good, the perfect action will be inspired from that alignment. And that inspired action is always joyful. So like I've said before, when we take action, make sure it's inspired action so that it actually has merit and brings it to where you want to be. By visualizing my desired outcome, the perfect action is always inspired. That's exactly what I'm saying. Visualize my desired outcome, and the perfect action will be inspired. That's what we need to know, and that's what we need to follow in life. So don't respond out of fear and do something that you'll later regret. Make sure that you have taken a deep breath every single time when you make a decision and know what it is you want to do. All right, and then we'll do one more. The Angel Answer cards by Doreen Virtue. I love these cards. I'm sorry, I've got so many. And I know I'm not alone out there. I know many of you, many of the readers out there have so many more cards than I do. Sometimes I'm really jealous. But I'm keeping up. So, I'm not as good as Lori, who can do these Celtic crosses, which I do every now and then, but I'm still stumbling over the meaning of the cards, so I'd rather pull just one and reflect on that with you guys than take too long to figure out what they want to say to me. So, taking a deep breath, spirit guides, my guides and angels, friends from above, what do we want to say today? Communicate clearly. Okay? Anything else you have to say to us? Communicate clearly. It doesn't need any explanation now, does it? No, I don't think so. So, if anything else jumps out at me, oh, that one. That one. Ask your angels. What did we just do? We asked our angels. If you're, remember, most of your inspired thoughts come from your angels. Be grateful for them. Reach out to them. Talk to them. Say, hey, you got something to say to me? And usually the first thought that comes to mind is the correct one. I tell the story sometimes when when I'm looking for something and I can't find it, and I ask, hello angels, can you show me where that is? And usually a thought comes to mind, and it's usually exactly where I can find whatever, the keys or whatever it is I'm looking for. Or a book. And one time I was looking for a book, and an answer came to me, and I said, nah, it can't be there. And I searched and I searched and I searched, and every time that thought came up, it's right there. It's in that box. So I finally went and I looked for the box. I looked through the box, and there it was. After days of searching elsewhere. So check the first thought, as weird as it might sound to you. Okay, so going on, I think I have a few quotes that I'm going to read from the books after I have read my Talking to Spirit, Writing with Spirit excerpt for today. And I'm going back and forth. I'm not quite sure which way to turn this thing around. There we go. I got it. So, Let me see. I'm going to read as much of it that is not too personal. Most of it is read-worthy. Easter Sunday, April 20th, 2025. Taking a deep breath. Where do we start? So much is happening. The protests yesterday around the country were amazing. Thousands, if not millions, of people on the streets demanding that the Orange Menace be removed. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, refuse a dictator. The Supreme Court stepping in to demand that no more planes take off with kidnapped migrants without due process. I cannot believe what's happening here. It's all so very tragic. This is not America. Where is justice? Kamala did say justice is coming. Easter Sunday, and I'm alone, trying to stay calm. Really very worried, though. I wonder about the NATO chief Rutte, Biden, Obama, still no word from them. Are we really just waiting for the Orange Menace to be splashed with water and melt into nothingness? Are we going to let our nation be taken apart until every single one of us agrees about how terrible this is? As long as faux news is still broadcasting entertainment sold as news, we're in trouble. People believe the idiocracies being spewed on that network. Our education system has clearly failed when there are so many stupid people out there that believe the network. When this is all over, if it ever will be, we will need to start the de-Trumpization period, similar to the denazification that the USA put into place in Germany in the late 1940s. At least there, people can think for themselves, where critical thinking is more or less mandatory in schools. While right now here, our nation is doing what it can to silence critical thoughts. So what is being done behind the scenes? Where are Rutte, Biden, and Obama, and the leaders behind the scenes? I reach out to my spirit guides, my angels, those that surround me. I ask that only good spirits come through to speak through my fingers. What can you tell me? What can I relay to others? I breathe in. I surround myself with a circle of white light for protection, and I wait to hear from you. And they respond. Patience, my dear. It will all happen sooner than you realize. The former president set up plans before he left office. Military leaders are well aware of the dangers and are standing guard. YouTube for entertainment purposes only. The Orange Menace does not have the nuclear codes. He is being placated. He is not talking to the P-man, but to the Kremlin. The Supreme Court is starting to take charge, but it will be the military that steps in and will create a temporary government. For entertainment purposes only, that's what they're saying. The former two presidents are working out these plans. Didn't mention the names, but you know who I'm talking about. It would be better if everyone in the nation is on board, but the media is preventing the real story from being told. There will be a period of complete darkness. Nothing to worry about. Just a time where communication will be blocked to protect the nation. This is what they're telling me. And I say, I feel like I'm just relaying what I've heard my reader friends speak about. Can you give me something new? Keep typing, they say. We're trying to get through. Rutte will be king. He will make an announcement. He will be in the United States when the Orange Menace is removed. By then, Leon will be gone. Powerful billionaires will be pushing for this change. The tech pros have played their cards, and they have failed. The P-man is no longer there, but you won't hear about it right now. You won't hear about it right away. a trap has been set. And I say, I'm listening. The breeze is wonderful. Thank you so much, but what do I do on this Easter Sunday? What do I say on this Easter Sunday? And they respond, time seems to be dragging on slowly with no movement, but things are going on behind the scenes. You will learn about that before your birthday. My birthday's in July. Or even earlier. The dark forces are being confronted by resistance. Light is being cast on secrets that have yet to be uncovered. We cannot give you more specifics, but it will have something to do with the Orange Menace's contempt of everything American and his insistence on helping the Red Country. He might even speak out in that language in a demented panic attack. His health is not good. And yet we foresaw that he would have a health issue this weekend. You may not hear about it, but he is not well. Focus on what is real, they continue. Keep sending love to the world, and most importantly, to yourself. We are sending you a huge hug, and I'm sending all of you a huge hug. Spirit guides, I say, please give me some kind of sign, direction, insight. I feel like I'm waiting and just letting precious time pass by. I need something to happen in my life now. And they respond, you will hear good news this week. Focus on being the light. Drink some water. Okay, so I stopped and I took time to make Easter dinner. I listened to Sterling, spoke for a while with a very special person, my stepmother, listened to Lori on the way of positive change, and now I'm back. Lori mentioned something about accepting invitations, especially this Wednesday. Oh, I didn't read that before. It says, they said to me in my personal question, better things are coming, accept invitations. So, Lori mentioned something about accepting invitations, especially this Wednesday, the 23rd. I'm smiling, thinking about how much my guides relayed something similar to both what Sterling and Lori had mentioned today. So, spirit guides, I say, let's continue. What more do you have to tell me and or the collective? Be careful on your road trip on Wednesday, they say to me. Things will go well, don't worry, just be vigilant. Remember to step away from the news coverage every now and then. You should really take at least one day a week dedicated to no news whatsoever and focus more on yourself. Read a book. Talk with friends on the phone. Avoid political conversations. The most benevolent outcome is shaping itself into form. Your leaders are all working together to rid your kind of the fascist movement around the world. The people are speaking up and being heard. Just keep in mind that the more trapped the fascists feel, the more harmful their actions will become. But the world is watching. The agents of peace are ready to take action before things go too far. Be at peace with your life. Be at peace with others. Be loving. Spread the light. When you think of friends and acquaintances on the wrong path, wrap them in white light and whisper softly that it's time for them to change their minds. Even if they don't, keep loving them for the role they play in your life. What is it that they are reflecting back to you? What in their stance is somehow ingrained in yours? Are you too just being as stubborn? Breathe. Know they have a role to play, and then move on with your life lovingly. You are light workers. This may all sound too airy-fairy for you. It is Easter. But you need to allow love to conquer everything. Love is lighter than hate. Allow it to rise. Ascension. Allow it to rise and settle in the darkest corners of your lives. Smile more. Dance more. Live more. We are here for you. And they write, check your potatoes, because I was cooking. Fine, my loves. Thanks for reminding me of the potatoes. Is there anything else I need to tell the collective? Selinsky, they said. What about him? Selinsky has shown himself to be a very strong leader. He will manage to bring this war to an end. Then he will step back and take a much-needed rest. The entire continent of Europe is behind him. You will hear good news from Ukraine this week. And it will have nothing to do with Marco. Marco is miserable in his role, trying to force a worldview onto other countries that he doesn't believe in. He needs more sleep. He needs to return to his Christian values, which he left behind in his political ambitions. Anybody knows Marco Rubio on Twitter, now called Hicks? He always wrote every day. When I was on Twitter, he wrote some political, some religious phrase every morning. The first thing he wrote every morning was something from the Bible, a Bible quote. So I know him as my former senator, as a very Christian, Catholic, religious person. So anyway, let's get back to that. They said he needs more sleep. He needs to return to his Christian values, which he left behind in his political ambitions. He needs to spend more time with his family. Send him love. He needs it. Now, I see Marco Rubio as, I don't like him necessarily as a senator. I didn't like him as a senator. I always communicated with him because he was my senator when I was on Twitter. But he's still a neighbor, right? He's from Florida. And so I try to send love even to those that I do not like very much. I cannot do that for the Orange Menace, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to for whoever I know is caught in the middle of this nasty circle. Anyway, so they continue. Keep the circle of white light around Ukraine, and especially Zelensky. He is exhausted, but he knows the cause is a good one. He exemplifies the pride of the Ukrainian people. Slava Ukraine, they say. And then they go on, let's take another step into your life. You will have good news coming tomorrow. Be patient. Continue to reach out. Ask in Miami if they can use your skills. Okay. You are about to be very busy. I hope so. Work on the websites you've been thinking about and just take action, and we will guide you to take the next step. Just take inspired action. They should have said that, but that's what they meant. And we will guide you to take the next step. We love you. We love all of you. All is truly well. Do not be afraid. Send love to your fear. Choke out the darkness with light. And I say thank you, Spirit Guides. This was all very helpful. I hope it's helpful for you too. I'm not going to say very much more about it because it's supposed to be more or less a lighthearted Easter message of rising above. It is the day of ascension, rising above, being the light that we seek to find in others and spreading it around. We have to all work on this together. We, the collective light workers, all of us, need to see our role in this as well. We cannot take a step back and let others take care of things. We do need to, at least in our spiritual realms, reach out to others, embrace them with light, embrace them with love, and understand that they may be misguided. We think. Perhaps they think the same thing about us, but I think they are misguided. Okay, excuse me. They are misguided, and we need to send them love because most of them are being driven by a darker mindset. So like I said, I have picked out 2 quotes that I wanted to read to you. One of them I picked from More Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. I used to get them by email. I still get them by email every morning, and he put them together in book form. There's one Notes from the Universe, and this is More Notes from the Universe. And he says on page 57, the universe says, when it comes to others, rather than wishing they were somehow different, it's better to give thanks that they are exactly as they are. Because truly, if they weren't, they wouldn't even be in your life right now. Okay? Everybody has a lesson to teach us. We need to accept that. And then the other quote I have is from Greg Braden from The Divine Matrix, and not very much. It was about relationships again and how it reflects back on us. Our true beliefs are mirrored in our most intimate relationships. Relationships are our opportunity to see ourselves in every way imaginable, from the greatest betrayals of our trust to our most desperate attempts to fill our emptiness. Everyone, including our co-workers, classmates, and life mates, shows us something about ourselves. If we have the wisdom to recognize the messages that are being mirrored to us, we discover the beliefs that cause the suffering in our lives. So, as bad as we feel about some of those MAGA people that we know in our lives, they're teaching us something about ourselves. It's up to us to discard them with more darkness, or to send them light and love in our hearts, and hope they can release the darkness that they're feeling. But they're showing us, if we get angry and we want to just, reach out and bash out or something, bash them, they're showing us that we have a few more lessons to learn about ourselves, right? So, I've got my pendulum here. What should we ask? Let's ask Lori's question. Will all of this... Lori had a dream that she talks about on the way of positive change. And the question that we need to ask is, she says that she had a dream on August 23rd or August 2024. And it said, you have one more year of this to go through. So in her mind, and I believe her, we will be facing a lot of more challenges until August, and by August we will start to see the light and things will start to turn around. So I always thought June, July, by my birthday is what I just read. So by August 1st, let's start first. My dear spirit guides, are you with me with this pendulum? Show me the answer for your yes. Show me an answer for your no. Okay, so front and back is yes. Side to side is no. Okay, clear, please. Will the Orange Menace still be in power on July 1st? That's a no. That's a clear no. Will Kamala be in power on August 1st? That's a clear yes. Will the Orange Menace still be in power on June 1st? No. We don't have much longer, people. It's April 20th, so let's see what happens. Will we know more? Will Rutte be in the country in the United States to give us information about what they have found about election fraud in the month of May? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I send white light and healing vibes to everybody out there. And if you're suffering in any way, I'm so sorry for you, and I'm sending you white light. Let's all put white light around those that are being mistakenly or intentionally sent out of country. Let's hope the Supreme Court takes action when it's needed. And let's hope this all stops soon, because it's destroying who we are as a nation. Love to all of you. Happy Easter. To my friends in Germany, my friends and family in Germany, enjoy your Easter Monday. Have a great time. And for everybody else, have a great week. All right? Remember to smile, remember to dance, remember to live a little. It's not all about politics. We have a life to live, and we have a mandate given to us by the divine to live a happy life. So let's stick to that. I love you. Bye.